And our next delegation is Paul Chapman with the Nanaimo and Area Land Trust. And again, a gentle reminder that we're focusing on 15.2, which is the suggestion that we amend the regional growth strategy. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Paul Chapman. I'm the Executive Director of the Nanaimo and Area Land Trust, also known as NALT. I'm here today to speak in support of increased recognition and protection of waterways and wetlands being included in the regional growth strategy. As it relates to climate change, mitigation is all about carbon, adaptation is all about water. As we know, the effects of climate change in our region include changes in distribution of precipitation over time. What does this mean? Longer periods of dry and drought interspersed with intense rainstorms and flood. Combined with a trend towards reduced snow accumulation at higher levels, this will seriously affect the water supply for natural and human use and will challenge our built infrastructure in myriad ways. Water resiliency for human and natural use depends on a return to natural water balance. In the Nanaimo region, in a natural state, water that falls on the land on average, 40% is taken up via evapotranspiration by plants, 50% percolates into the ground as interflow or groundwater, and 10% runs across the surface of the land. Evapotranspiration and percolation are processes that slow rainwater down and store water for use during times of dry. In our built environments, we dramatically alter this relationship. In our urban areas, we redirect water, rush it from roofs and roads into pipes, and flush it into our streams. Instead of mimicking natural systems to store water for use during times of scarcity, we remove it as quickly as possible. Where we do this, we mimic flash floods. Our waterways and wetlands are important ecological assets. We rely on the services they provide to convey and absorb water. Healthy waterways and wetlands provide these services better than compromised systems. To ensure ecological integrity of a watershed, there's an argument about protecting 30 to 70% of it as a minimum. This is quite a wide range, and where you land on this range reflects the physical attributes of the watershed and your interest in the watershed. If you're looking at protecting less than 70% of a watershed, your most effective protections will be applied to riparian areas. That's the land adjacent to water, whether it's flowing or standing water. The highest value land for water health is the riparian area. Riparian setback width should be at least 3 times the length of the tallest trees that would be expected to grow in that area. And that's 3 times the length from both edges, the water edge and the affected landscape. This protects against edge effects. These kinds of conditions are becoming increasingly rare in our watersheds. We are operating in a riparian deficit. Freshwater protection supports these values, environmental values. Maintaining riparian areas in a natural state supports natural water balance that provides surface water and groundwater for natural and human needs. Effective protections of riparian areas provide critical corridors for ecological integrity. Economic values. We rely on our watersheds to furnish eco-assets that support critical services to our communities. The cost of maintaining the natural values that support watershed health is much lower than trying to repair damage to our waterways and water bodies or engineer the services they provide. Effective protections also support water supply for agriculture, allow for aggregate operations without compromising water quality, and strengthens the social contract that supports forestry in our communities. Social values. Much of our recreation is connected to freshwater. Swimming, fishing, hiking, biking, bird watching are just a few of the activities pursued in healthy watersheds and wetlands. But on a more elemental level, these waterways are crucial connections that provide a home to iconic species and create the conditions that grow the big trees and abundant forests that we think of as our home landscape, our home place. It's not by accident that we settle by rivers. With regards to extending the urban containment boundary, the negative effects of human activity compound as we flow through urban areas. The flash flood inputs of impermeable surfaces and storm drains increase. The intact riparian areas narrow or disappear. This is also where upstream issues are realized as siltation and flooding. This is where our built infrastructure is compromised along with our critical natural assets. Nothing in a watershed is independent of anything else in the watershed. This extends from human and natural uses, to the decisions you make today. All the elements that I've spoken of fit with the goals of the regional growth strategy. We plan for the water we want in quality and abundance. The regional growth strategy should be a foundational part of that plan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chapman.